Hello everyone, welcome to Man Manga Boys, Man Manga Reading Log. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I really like to hear what you guys are reading. So, definitely if you're like, I don't know what to say to the guy. He's so handsome and difficult to approach. Just tell me what you're reading, you idiot. I'd love to hear it. What did we talk about this week? Well, I read this one. Golden Sheep by Kaori Ozaki. As always, I don't really like to say too much about final volumes, other than did I like it, did I not like it. If there's a movie on this, watch it. If there's not a movie on it, there should be. This manga is pretty good. If you like Shinkai work, I think you'd really like this. I think this is better than any of the Shinkai manga volumes. Really about four friends kind of falling apart and then getting back kind of together and growing, apologizing to each other about things that they did in the wrong, teenage angst, a tale of a coming age, that kind of thing. So, the typical kind of thing that Shinkai writes. But I like this one a little bit more. So I definitely recommend checking out The Golden Sheep if you've ever seen it. It's the same author as The God's Lie, I believe. I haven't read The God's Lie yet, but I've heard some pretty weird things about the characters being gross and nasty. I mean, I wouldn't say that about The Golden Sheep. The characters are very likable for the most part, except for the ones you're not supposed to like, obviously. So that was good. Twin Spicy A, Twin Spika, 6, 5, and 4. This series continues to just be this series. It says, what's the word for it? Slice of life. I got all the stickers off the books, by the way. And I really do enjoy it. There's just not too much I can say. We get some interesting hints at the past. It seems like this girl somehow knows Mr. Lion, which is odd because she's not from the same hometown as the main character. This guy's family is rich and owns this huge library, but it doesn't seem like his family likes him very much. It looks like that it is confirmed that these little one-shots about the past are accurate and are canon to the main story, which is kind of too bad. But even the author one, which, I thought it was the author, is not probably the author. But this guy working at the food stall, I think it's, our main character's dad and her mom. But I don't know exactly right now. Something that does confuse me is it's hard for me to keep track of what time period is happening. The manga purposely tries to play with your perspective of time, and so it'll flashback back and forth into the series, and not really give you 10 years before or anything like that. There are hints that that these jumping points are intentional and that they're leaving it vague on purpose, so that way you can kind of think, wait, are these the same people? Which, good job, because I'm absolutely thinking that. I'm not sure if when we flash back, if we're actually still talking about our main characters, or if they are their family, or what. Or maybe even the future. It's hard for me to really tell. But that kind of mystery is what's keeping me going with this series. I could care less if she goes to space, okay? If our main character goes to space, then whatever. Asumi can stay in space, or Fukuda can go to space, or Fuki, whatever his name is, or the blonde hair, white hair guy with no eyebrows can go to space. I don't care who goes to space, okay? That's not why I'm here. I'm here to figure out what the heck's going on, okay? Why doesn't she grow? This series is it's gone through the whole thing, and then, it's going through years and years of life, and she's the same height the whole time. That's a little unusual to me. I know some people are short, but she literally does not grow. Not even an inch. And so that's a little unusual. And what else was I saying? Oh yeah, and her hair turns from white to black. That's unusual to me. And there's these different Orions that keep popping up, which is interesting to me. And there is this girl who's sick, and then there's all these different mysteries that are happening right now that I'm pretty intrigued with, and just kind of more excited to see what happens with. So going to space is the least of my concerns with this series. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. We have some comics on the back. He grabs boob right there on the back, which is pretty silly, and she gets kind of embarrassed. We have 9 and 10. Nagatoro is very good. I really like this series a lot, actually. I did not expect to like it at all going into it. They give each other Christmas presents, which I think is very sweet and nice. He gets sick from Nagatoro, which I think is pretty fun. They hold hands on accident, and then her friends come up and like, ooh, you guys are pretty serious. Is it official? He paints her, which is nice. Yeah, so there's a lot of funny things that are happening in the series while also kind of progressing the plot of, you know, them dating. Also, Senpai or Paisen, whatever you want to call him, has gotten contact lenses, so that's cool. And so he's got some character development there. He's gaining some confidence. And then Nagatoro's like, oh, but you can't do your famous without your glasses. And then so he does it instinctually without glasses when he's flustered. He's trying to learn judo so he can do the judo contest. Then he finds out Nagatoro goes to a gym and she's training all the time. So that's always nice. So yeah, overall, I am enjoying this series quite a lot, more than I would ever thought. If you like slice of life, I would definitely check this out. It is not at all like a fan service thing, except for, and this was really funny to me, the only thing that is really fan servicey is the vice principal or the president of the art club, this girl right here. And I was dying laughing because like not only is she doing judo without a shirt underneath, like her gi, which Nagatoro gets like really jealous about, but also she just like drops a line that she gets into Tua, you know, I think it's Tokyo University of Art. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh, and they think that she's a ghost. She walks around the school naked. I was dying. Anyway, so yeah, she just like, yeah, I'm going to Tua. No big deal. It wasn't an issue. And I'm like, that's so funny because like, you know, if you read Blue Period, you know, it is a big deal to get into Tua. It's very difficult. And so it cracked me up how she just like dropped that line in like a bonus panel at the end. The end comics always have the president of the art club back there, and she's like just doing some random shit. And it's like just 1 or 2 pages long typically. Sayonara Football, my dear Kramer. We continue that game with this girl who is one of my favorites. She's super weird. See how it says she's really weird? Yes, I agree. She is so weird, but she's so funny. Her name is Alice, okay? So she's like, she must be a foreigner, I would think. Chica reminds me of a duck or a rabbit. And she's in here too. Anyways, we go through that game ends, okay? That game is over. Goodbye, game. And then we go to other game. But we have to do something else. We have to go into a different arc without saying something too fancy about what happened with that game. So they enter a league, and they go through the league, and they start their first game here. They don't finish it yet, but they kind of akin it to like a shogi match. So the girl who they're going against now, this girl soccer team, is very strategic. They often always are losing in the beginning and come back in the end. And like one of the girls is prideful over the fact that she like never scores a goal. She has like very low pass rate because she doesn't ever get the ball. Like her ball possession numbers are really low as well. But she's like the captain of the team, and she's always devising these strategies. So it's this girl right here with the shogi thing. I really like this game right now. It's very interesting. This series is really good. I don't like soccer. I don't know the rules of soccer either, so I don't really know what's going on with the game super well. So if you're not a fan of soccer, which I really feel like I'm in the minority, you might feel a little lost like I am. But that being said, it's still very interesting to kind of see these games and kind of how they unwind. iShield 21 was, in my opinion, very good at explaining football to people who weren't fans of football. The series does not quite reach that level of simplification of the sport. And we are kind of far into it at this point. I think we're halfway through it, so I don't think it's going to get much better at explaining it, but it's still really good. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to build up a soccer team from nothing, which is very difficult to do with any sports team, obviously, and make it famous. She's like, if I was to join your great team, Alice and Duckling Girl, I would be like so, blah about it, because this team I already know is really good, but I want to make a team from nothing and make it the best team. And so that's what she's out to do. So that's really cool. Pandora Hearts, we get more and more and more plot development. Holy shit, I could not put this down. I read through these volumes so fast. I was like, wow, we got some stuff happening. You can see his dad's here. You can see that there's knives here. You can see Glenn's here. You can see, like, look at that. Jumped off the goddamn cliff. Like, what? So yeah, this has been a really good turn of events with Pandora Hearts, in my opinion. Really excited to see how it ends. Next time I do a manga discussion, we will talk about the end of the series, because that's where I'll be. we get to find a little bit more about, and it's hard for me to remember what we say, or what I said, what happened last time, but we get to find more about Oz, we get to find more about Oscar, more about Oz's family, more about who Alice and Oz both really are, more about Glenn, more about Leo, more about Jack, of course. You can't forget Jack, but mainly the whole focus point on this is Uncle Oscar and Oz's relationship in the Versailles family. So that was great. Really enjoyed this week's manga reading log. Actually, again, I hate it when this happens because then I feel like I'm being a phony because I just say every week is so good and I'm like, oh, it's never bad. No, there are sometimes bad manga. See, blam. But this week was again really good. Probably my least favorite volume was The Golden Sheep. It really wasn't that bad. I would rather watch it as a movie than I would read it as a book, but it was still really good. After that, it would then be Sayonara Football. Again, I only didn't like it because I don't understand soccer. I'm sure it would be a lot better if I did. And then probably Twin Spica or Nagatoro. They're pretty close, but Pandora Hearts was definitely number one this week. So that is it for this manga reading log. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.